Welcome, I'm your host, Logan23. Joining me for Way to the World's Chapter 3. Felt like a normal day. School was in session, the sun was bright, and the town was still miserable. Just like on a normal day, you woke up early, you did your chores, joked around with Mika, and had a pop quiz. You doodled on your notebook and fiddled with your hair in the mirror, but ended up just letting it fall on your face. The same as any normal day. It certainly did feel like a normal day. But this day was the beginning of the end. Mr. Lee seems kind of off today. He's been rambling on and on about the same lesson since this morning, but it's nearly time for lunch. I'm so sick of hearing about comets and gravity. I'll power through it. Mr. Lee would be pretty stern with me if I interrupted. I'll just give it a few more minutes. Mr. Lee, can we please break for lunch already? Mika? Mr. Lee coughs hard into a handkerchief. Yes, my apologies, children. I guess I got a bit carried away. How about we finish up the last chapter quiz for this unit, and then you can all have an extra long break? That's a deal. Sounds like fine to us. An extra long recess means extra time for games. Sorry, class. I wanted to have this wrapped up sooner, but I... inhales and suddenly coughs. You notice his body trembling slightly with the force of it. This lesson is extremely important, and I need... Gasps for breath for a moment and coughs again, his hacking echoing loudly through the classroom. Teacher, you okay? As the other students start to rise from their seats, he holds up a hand to reassure them that he's okay, while the other continues to cover his coughing. Instead of relief overtaking the group, they're all suddenly gripped with fear. His outstretched hand is covered with bright red blood. Scream as Mr. Lee collapses to the ground. Someone get some help! Please help him! There was nothing normal about this day. Not on Earth, and not beyond in the vast Milky Way. Out in space, the crew of the Carbon Federation is back at their stations. You are now playing as the advisor yet again. You're stretched out at your desk, scanning your assigned sector. Honestly, it's kind of a bore, but it's important work, so you carry on. Tiny pinpricks of mental activity sparkle and shimmer across your mind's eye, almost as vivid and vast as the galaxy stretching before you. At home, everyone has an intelligence field surrounding them and broadcasting their every thought and experience. It could feel like it being in a crowd, and even when no one is speaking aloud. Knowledge and data is transferred instantly and constantly among Federation members with intelligence fields. It has been a month of meticulous destruction. You and your partners continue to extend your intelligence fields to their maximum reach and scan for advanced life forms, ordering the demolition of any planets along the way. Tiny slivers of intelligence here and there, like you're seeing now, don't merit a second glance. You confirm your findings and send the signal to clear your third of the sector. As the blast lights up the starscape, you catch sight of Lieutenant looking troubled. Tap into her feet and see what's up. Little peek won't hurt. We're all the same mission here, and I know she's too proud to let me help. You effortlessly stretch your intelligence, fields range, and explore the lieutenant's designated area. Almost immediately, sense a blob of consciousness on one of the planets within. The concentration of thoughts and emotion bubbles and rise at a single point, a single planet, and you get small flashes of information about it through the eyes of its life forms. There's sentient life on that little planet in the corner there. Lieutenant, why didn't you tell us right away? Hey, keep your intelligence field to your own area, advisor. I have this under control. What's the issue, team? The lieutenant's part of the sector might have advanced life. There's a planet that's radiating some serious consciousness vibes. Is that so? Show me. Wow, they really outdid themselves on redoing the graphics. You use your intelligence fields to update the main screen's visual coordinates, and the planet appears before you. What's the habitat like? Okay, I again say they did really fantastically well. Holy crap. I just finished the scan. It looks like the planet is entirely submerged in liquid nitrogen. Temperatures are low. It's unlikely to support life, statistically speaking. And yet, it's there, somehow. Life will find a way. Hashtag Jurassic Park. What are the odds that they're advanced enough to join the Carbon Federation? Low. Practically non-existent.
What do you think, Advisor? It would be most efficient to go ahead with the demolition, but... well, either it's your call this time, it was your plan after all.
We should demolition the planet. We have a lot of ground to cover. Let's just assume our sensors were on the mark this time and proceed with the demolition.
Silicon Empire could retreat from their held position at any time. It's important that we make quick progress.
We're all in agreement. Let's clear the zone. Use your intelligence field and send the signal. The beam begins charging. In the cockpit, you watch as the laser shoots across the sky.
Life will not find a way.
Sorry, folks.
Well, that certainly resolves that issue.
It's good that the planet was only one out there. The empty field is getting really huge. Yes, and with this, we're cleared to move on to the next sector. Take that, Silicon Empire. As the day winds on, your group encounters small-scale life forms with this less and less often. Eventually, you find yourself surrounded from all sides by wide swaths of dark, lifeless space. Luckily, you're able to continue clearing out the sectors according to plan. There's no way the silicone ship could warp through the zone. It isn't until over a full week later, when the circle around the Silicon Empire is almost at 75% completion, that you sense another intelligent life form out in the abyss. Well, it's time to alert the crew. Commander, I've got a hit over here.
I know.
Huh? Is that Saturn?
Looks like Saturn. Except with the rings all the way out there versus it being closer. It's that orange one right there on the edge between your designated zone and mine, yes? My intelligence field picked it up a moment ago.
Ooh, and the green one. Oh, I like this. I really like the graphics. And no, it's there. The green one in the center of my zone. Well, you know what this means, right? 2 inhabited planets in this sector.
That does seem to be the case. Fascinating.
Sounds suspicious, but okay. Let's bring them aboard. Let's bring a sample of the dominant life form from each of the planet aboard for testing.
These life forms are most likely just some simple pests and won't require much attention.
Understood. Which should I grab first?
Okay, so let's go with Green Planet, actually. Green is more hospitable.
Green Planet could have potential. Are we ready to evaluate it?
I'd like to get a look at the ground first. I got a glimpse of with my intelligence field. Let me bring it on screen.
Flicks a hand towards the main screen and the display adjusts. It seems kind of damp. Kind of a dump, you mean? What a nasty swamp. I'll figure out what the dominant life form is. Hold on. Considering your intelligence field and directed at the planet, instantly you are awash in a flood of knowledge, snippets of life experience, and quick snapshots of scenery in the strange world. Focusing more, you continue to filter out more and more of the primitive thoughts, hunger, aggression, lust, and other bestial needs. Normally, this technique causes the highest life forms to stand out, since the most powerful mental voices remaining will be only those seeking and sharing higher intelligence or knowledge. Strange. When I look past the instinctual urges, I see nothing. Ask Commander for help. Commander, I definitely picked up something more advanced than the planet we've been decimating, but...
Is your intelligence field struggling to locate the most accomplished species?
Yes, how did you know?
I've encountered something like this before, actually.
So what's it mean?
It's likely that these creatures don't pursue knowledge or advancement directly.
In that case, how is it that their planet is developed enough to stand out to us?
It could be advanced, but only as an afterthought. These creatures may have scientists, but only ones who seek to fulfill basic needs more efficiently, rather than seeking knowledge for its own sake. Earth Oh, I'm sorry.
Isn't that true of all of us to a degree? I mean, with this war with the Silicon Empire, all we're doing is striking down our enemies.
Very true, but a big difference is that you have the wisdom to make the judgment about your own culture, and that we're defending more than just our own kin.
He's right. We're defending an ideal, peace in the Milky Way, for the first time in 20,000 years. That's also why no one planet alone is important enough to risk this mission over. Creating the empty isolation field between their stronghold and the rest of the galaxy needs to be top priority. So if it's a planet of beings who live like wild beasts, how do I decide which is the dominant species? That's easy, Advisor. Just find the biggest and baddest monsters running around, pick one, and that's our guy for sure.
You locate a perfect target immediately and send the signal for transport beam.
Your gang reports to the observation bay to make contact with the specimen.
As you approach, you hear a guttural roar that manages to send a shiver up your spine. Glancing inside, you take view of the muscled, gnarled reptilian creature. Its eyes are sharp and seem to bore right through you. You hear the lieutenant gasp.
Oh, no! He's gorgeous. Lieutenant, are you kidding me right now? Shut up, Advisor. Is he not a complete dreamboat? I bet the so-called hotties from your planet are revolting. All I know is that they aren't, whatever this guy is.
If the two of you don't stop bickering, I'm going to turn the ship around and...
Oh my god, he was totally looking at me. What do I even say?
Tell her to start the goddamn test, how about that?
Well, here's your chance to see what Prince Charming is made of. Let's do the test. Can you start it off? I know you have to ask a few questions of the standard mission test, but if you want to see if he's has any hobbies or girlfriends, that's fine too. I'll need a name to officially begin the assessment. What should we call you?
God damn it. I'm done. Just done. It's how... God damn it, focus. Oh, God. Ooh. Ooh. This is how my name is said. On my planet, we're gonna give you a Kermit.
That's actually so lovely. What does it mean?
Choose who bathe. God damn it, Kermit, stop!
Focus, holy hell!
Chosen who bathed in blood of the enemy, master of dismal, by doing claw and blade, champion of champions, king of kings.
So do you have like a nickname? He thinks for a moment and then creates a single hoarse rasp from deep in his throat. Whew, I'm hearing Craig.
He's fine.
Alright, Craig, question 1. When hydrogen fusion in a star ceases entirely, how does this change its nature?
Don't know.
Question 1 failed. Question 2. Oh, you're lucky. It's an easy one. Explain the difference between vectors and scalars.
Don't know either.
I'll have to think about it. I'm sorry, sweetie, but you're not really my type. Second question failed.
Question 3. What effect does the degree of tilt on a planet's axis in relation to its distance from the nearest star have on its surface environment?
Don't know it. Not a bit.
Craig makes a hollow croaking sound and throws back his head in laughter.
It's been a fun time, space monsters. Now, send me home to my bog, okay? My kind has no need for your flashy doodads and exploding guns. If this is the end for us, that's fine too. Means no more sneaky sparkle flies stealing our young away to shovel dirt and push rocks on their dead planet.
Sparkle.
Question 3 failed. We'll return to your planet while we make our final considerations. You should know that this may be the end of your planet, but its sacrifice would be part of a plan set in motion to save the quadrillions of life forms around the galaxy.
Who cares? I fought battle in Laos. Still count if battle is mind, I think. Was good fun.
He sure seems cheery for being returned to a doomed planet. Although I guess if we were to preserve the species, he doesn't have much to worry about.
Commander returns Craig to his marshy planet, and your crew returns to the cockpit to regroup.
Let's grab a representative from the orange one next. I didn't realize you called all the shots around here, Advisor.
Brush it off.
Look, I know this is a lot to work, but it's important. Let's remember that we're on the same side. My intelligence field already picked up the few glimpses of the surface of the orange world.
Oh man, that was fun.
Kermit the Frog.
The display of the main screen adjusts as it interacts with the group's intelligence fields. It seems more developed than anticipated.
I'm pulling the data from our initial scans now. It appears to be a dry desert planet, but the creatures who inhabit it have used terraforming technologies to make it more comfortable. They came up with these technologies on their own, or techniques on their own. There's a sure sign of being an advanced life form.
Let's move ahead with the test and find out if these beings qualify for Carbon Federation membership.
Sounds good, Commander.
Use your intelligence field to request for a transport beam, and your team returns to the observation bay. As you approach the bay, you hear a light twinkling sound. A vibrant glow surrounds the creatures inside, and you have to wait for your senses to adjust before you can look at it directly.
Oh no, it's cute.
Lieutenant, be diplomatic. It's not cute, it's, well...
Can I name it?
Only if it doesn't have one already. The three of you use your intelligence field to make contact with the creature.
I can't make any sense of the babbling. Hello, we come in peace.
You're gonna blow up its planet, but sure, we come in peace.
Did I really just say that? Did you really just say that? Anyway, we're on the Carbon Federation, are excited to meet you.
The creature seems to acknowledge your message.
Right, well, assuming you understand me. You should be aware that you are being tested to admittance into the Carbon Federation. And if you fail, your planet gets the axe. The big kaboom! Totally nixed. It's for the greater good in the galaxy, though, so don't feel bad either way.
What my teammates say is coarse, but true. Are you ready to undertake the test?
Start the test. We'll begin now, since you're so eager. Alright, you haven't provided us a name, so I'll be entering yours as an Do.
Do suddenly looks disgusted with you. Commander, or advisor, I think Do on its own might be some kind of insult. Our guest seems displeased.
Oh, both of you can just let it go. It's only for testing purposes. Okay, question 1. In a electrically neutral atom, the number of protons in the nucleus has what relationship with the electrons surrounding it?
You weren't expecting an answer, but Do makes a motion with its arms, and a glowing equal sign floats in the space before you.
That's correct. Well, who would have thought? Do could do it. Good job, little bug.
Question 2. What is the source of all electromagnetic waves?
D.
Do's body shudders violently, and small sparks of light shoot out of its body, like miniature falling stars.
Vibrating charges. That's pretty clever.
And correct as well.
which means it's time for the final question. Okay, Do, please explain what happens to sound energy once it's released into the air.
Do. Duty.
Creature seems defeated and stares at you blankly. Sound energy as it's released into the air. It dissipates. I mean, it travels, but it dissipates over time.
No response. Question 3 failed. My apologies, little thing. Your species doesn't qualify as a carbon life form based on the response.
Yikes, it was so close, too. Commander, let's return due to the planet while we make our final decision.
Yes. Good call, Lieutenant. Will you do the honors?
Right. I'll take care of it. Been a pleasure having you aboard, Do.
She uses her intelligence field to send the request, and the observation bay is empty again an instant later.
I have a weird feeling about Do. When I checked the scanners, I noticed how many large life forms on the planet. But none of them revealed themselves as the highest beings, and many were in poor shape. Yes, I think I have the same theories about that.
Basically, they use them as slaves.
Which is amazing, those little guys. They're so cute, and they're slave masters. Like, really?
Your team returns to the cockpit to deliberate. Well, seems obvious what's happening here. On one hand, we have a scientifically advanced race of beings right in the border of eligibility for Carbon Federation.
But they're evil. Du's species is definitely the kind that's been kidnapping children from Craig's planet.
And on the other hand, we have completely low-brow life form not qualified at all to enlist in the Federation. Craig's planet is, well, it's a perfect spot for creating an empty field. We need at least one of the 2 planets to be destroyed.
Both would be even better. This sector needs to be cleared. But even if we allow Du's planets to survive, can we trust a species like that? They seem more silicone Empire material.
Yes, but they did find an efficient solution to Black and White dilemma, and they used a clear understanding of science to do so. And again, one might argue that the Federation could use bold, honorable warriors like Craig's species among our ranks, even if they don't wish to join right away. But it boils down to this. We need to destroy a planet in the sector now. Neither pass our tests, so I feel that it's perfectly reasonable to demolish both.
If we were going to salvage one, we'd have to really consider the consequences. No matter which we pick, it'll set a new standard for entry. Do we go for the ones with the potential to reach our civilization and technology standards? The technicians who see the big picture and meet their goals by any means necessary? Or the true warriors, always looking for a new challenge to face, but no interest in good deeds unless the glory is on the table?
Kind of like the Klingons.
Yeah, I guess it isn't so black and white when you really look at it.
Demolish both.
We can clear out both of them and doubly fortify this area.
That's a logical conclusion. I think it'll do nicely.
I made contact with the weapons bay, and our lasers is charging up. And I've arranged transport and cryo-freezing for all species.
Oh! Okay. Alright, so that's something they changed. So pretty much they wiped out the planet, but they saved the people, versus in the original, it was literally just blow up the planets and move on. A moment later, and the beam is ready to fire. You winch for a second as the light from the strike catches you by surprise.
How big of a field of empty space did that create? Huge! It's like we just needed to keep the Empire in check. So, we can finally move on to the next sector? Right? It's about time. Only one more quadrant to go.
Where's our final stop? Is it in sight yet?
It looks like a little one-star solar system out in the middle of nowhere. 9 planets, or maybe 8?
Yeah, because if you don't count Uranus... Excuse me.
It'll be a gold mine for empty planets to demolish. Can you do me a favor and just, for once, figure out the name of the place before we start the test? Oh, actually, this one has one listed. I think it's Earth.
They're coming to destroy us! Quickly, everybody study as much science as possible.
With that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. Feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below. Did you play the original and now you're playing this, or at least watching me redo the newest graphics and whatnot? Do you think it's an improvement? I think it's a drastic improvement. Before it was very lackluster. And like I said, they had a sensibility of just screw it, kill everybody. They didn't do cryo freezing. They didn't do anything. So they made it more. I mean, they were making the good guys to be the bad guys in the original. And I was not compelled at all by the Carbon Federation. I just didn't care for it. So I'm glad they changed it to where they're cryo-freezing the life forms on the planet, taking them off the planet, then destroying the planet. So that's a nice change. But can you imagine doing that to Earth? 8 billion people. That's a lot of people. With that being said, let me know. And head down the description below. We've got social media, we got Discord, and we got a few links to support me and my channel. Otherwise, hit that like and share button. And until next time, stay well, stay awesome, and thanks for watching. Peace.